Hope everybody's doing good today. Now today, the topic we're going to be talking about is going to be along the lines of nutrition and weight loss. Now, when first talking to beginners, talking to my clients and my patients, I like to introduce this whole concept of 3 basic building blocks. Now, these are 3 things that I developed in my personal training career out of an effort to kind of cut out, the yo-yo effect of weight loss. The week where you do really good and then the following week, you gain that pound back. Now, in an effort to kind of cut out, that sort of yo-yo effect and really just create consistency in the results of my clients, these 3 simple things is what, I kind of formulated. Now, they are very simple. So I'm sure you've heard them before, and if I'm completely repeating myself over something you've heard before, just go ahead and skip on to the next one. But I do like to reiterate them because I feel like when people are, when they know why something is working or why something is specifically related to their weight loss, they're more likely to do it. So as I said, they are very simple, but the first one is going to be your water intake. So now, generally what I would recommend is about 80 to 120 ounces a day. Now, they give everybody a rule of thumb. You're supposed to drink about, half your body weight in water per day, or in ounces. Now, that's different for everybody, and the formula that I've developed, 80 to 120 ounces of water a day gets you good, consistent results. Now, the reason that this works is when you have a lack of water, when you're not drinking enough water, your body is just gonna have to compensate in specific areas. You figure your skin, your organs, your kidney, all of those things need water to function. So when they don't have that quantity of water, they're having to compensate. And that compensation is gonna lead to extra stress on the body, which in turn can kind of hold back results. So, you get to that point where you're drinking about 80 to 120 ounces of water a day. It's gonna take all of that extra stress off your body. No compensation is needed, and really gonna allow your metabolism to speed up and your body to, really focus on how it distributes nutrients. Building block number 2, vegetables. Now, vegetables are gonna act as a way for you to transform your body. Now, everybody knows they're healthy, they're very high in nutrients, and more on the low side of calories. So if you're eating a lot of vegetables, it's only gonna help you lose weight. Generally, what I would recommend is to eat about 3 to 4 servings of vegetables every single day. What that's gonna do for your body is it's essentially, the first thing is, as we talked about, very high in nutrients, but very low in calories. You're gonna start to eat less and less of the unnecessary food as you start to eat more vegetables, which is gonna lower your daily calorie intake. Now, the way that it really can help you, and my favorite part about vegetables, is it influences your day-to-day life in more ways than you might know. Now, if you don't know much about gut biome and just general gut health, I definitely challenge you to go and do some research. That sort of knowledge is really going to be helpful throughout your weight loss journey and just with overall health. But just a basic breakdown of it. Vegetables feed a lot of good bacteria in your stomach and in your intestines. Bad food or processed foods feed a lot of that bad bacteria in your stomach and intestines. Now, when you start to eat a lot of the good foods, vegetables, you're going to feed a lot of that good bacteria, which in turn makes you feel really good. That there's a lot of neurons and brain connections between your stomach and your brain. And when you have a lot of good bacteria, it makes you feel really good. You see an increase in energy levels, you see just overall better mental clarity. Now on the opposite side, when you're eating a lot of processed foods, that's where a lot of the tiredness, the afternoon crashes come from. It's essentially just an addiction, and I'll definitely talk about that more, but that does bring me to the third little point here. The third little building block. Now this one definitely gets a little bit more trickier than the other 2 because it's different for everybody. Essentially, the name of the game is going to be eliminating unnecessary calories. Now, the way that you're gonna do that is first eliminating well, not necessarily eliminating, but auditing your restaurants and your fast food visits. Now, fast food, that's something you're gonna wanna work on eliminating completely. It's going to be very hard, almost impossible, to achieve any sort of weight loss or fitness related goals when you're eating fast food. Now, the reason for this is, it goes into the whole subject or the concept of food for profit. When you think of food that's designed for profit, they're not necessarily worried about all the nutritional value. They're trying to make customers, essentially. They're gonna say, hey, how long can I take this piece of meat, make it last, and how many burgers can I make out of it? Now, when you're eating a lot of food for profit, it doesn't allow your body to process it or use it in a way that will promote weight loss. So start with fast food. Cut out the fast food. Don't catch yourself in any drive-thrus anymore. It's only gonna help you out. The next step, evaluate your restaurant eating. When you go to restaurants, there are a lot of healthy restaurants out there and there are a lot of healthy choices, but you definitely have to be smart about it. That's where you have to stick to your knowledge. Know what nutrition is, know the real value of nutrition. How many calories is a heavy meal for yourself? What types of carbs are you looking to eat? What types of protein are you looking to eat? Once you can kind of decipher and break down a restaurant meal, you could put yourself in front of any sort of menu and be able to make the proper decision to achieve your goal. The two things that I would kind of advise to be careful of when it comes to restaurants is the sodium and the sugars. It's still food for profit. Although it can be a healthy choice and you can, tweak a menu to make it go in your favor, a lot of these foods still have a lot of sodium and a lot of sugar that aren't necessarily the worst. You can still eat a meal that has a lot of that stuff and achieve goals, but you gotta understand it's gonna make it harder. You wanna eat meals that are gonna help you progress towards your goal. But that's about it, just to kind of wrap all three of them up. It's gonna be 80 to 120 ounces of water a day. It's gonna really, really set you up for success. 3 to 4 servings of vegetables. Get creative, try different recipes, bake them, saute them, do different things. And then the very, very last one, eliminate unnecessary calories. Cut out the microwavable food. Try to find the healthy alternatives to the bad snacks. Cut out the soda. Those types of things are really gonna help you out. And I can almost promise you get these 3 things consistently down in your life, you're gonna set yourself up for success and start seeing some progress. Thank you.